Tonight on WeatherBeat, Gulf of Mexico activity with a new system, 40% chance in the next 5 days. And South Asian storms are among the many worldwide stories we have for you tonight. And welcome to another episode of WeatherBeat. It's May the 14th, 2018, and as you can see, we've got a few significant events going on, and I don't think you need me to tell you what the most notable one is right now, and it's the potential Atlantic development in the Gulf of Mexico off the western coast of Florida. My name's Nathan Foy, talking about this story and everything else that's going on around the world today. But to talk with me about this system right now is Cesar Gamez from Mexico. Hello, Cesar. How are you?
Hello, Nathan. I'm very fine, thank you. And yes, as you have said, the system in the Gulf of Mexico has some potential of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours, 30% to be precise. But the conditions there aren't like the best to support that formation, and of course, it's very disorganized, and all the clouds of the system are over Alabama, Florida, and Georgia, displaying very heavy rain in those areas.
Now I was looking at some phase models earlier in the day, and it's sort of a little bit of a clash at the minute. You've got some models like the GFS predicting a rather weak system moving off towards the northwest, but potential for tropical development, and a few others that have it going further north first and then maybe subtropical development.
Well, it's GFS always overrates the storm intensities. I
don't know in this situation, you know. It's not as if it's predicting a category 5 every run at 300 hours. We're talking about the next 3 or 4 days now.
Exactly, but the wind shear is pretty high over the system. The sea surface temperatures are on the limit to support cyclone genesis. I see pretty difficult and very challenging for this system to develop as a tropical cyclone. Subtropical cyclone, of course, could occur, but I don't know really. I see really difficult that this is going to happen. But everything could happen. We are aware of that after the last season.
Yeah. So I was just looking at the radar picture, and there is significant rainfall over western Florida at the minute. Widespread showers and isolated thunderstorms will remain possible through tonight as the tropical low spins over the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Any stronger storms will produce torrential rains, gusty winds and lightning. There is also, as of the time of broadcast, a flood advisory in effect for central Manatee County and Hillsborough County in west central Florida. That is Tampa, and just west of Lakeland, Florida. So there is some flooding concerns, particularly in the Tampa area, which, as of the time of broadcast, is getting a pretty raw deal right now. There's also significant thunderstorms along the eastern coast of Florida as well, east of Orlando.
That's
Cape
right.
Canaveral area, yeah.
Of course, and this area of rain, of course, extends also in the whole Florida state and as well as the Bahamas. So very difficult weather situation will continue in the next hours and maybe in the next days, of course. So people there should take all the precautions because the rain will not stop at least in the next 2 days. And this will bring very significant flooding.
Just a quick question for you then to finish up here. Do you think it will become 1L or a named storm even?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not agree with the fact that this system will develop into a tropical depression or subtropical depression either.
A lot of people do think so as well, don't they?
Well, yeah, we have heard a lot of people supporting this formation, but Uh, with all the evidence in the atmospheric conditions and on the sea surface temperatures and the storm structure itself, I don't think it will develop, but well.
Well, Cesar, if it does form, you're doing the update.
All right, I will take that.
Thanks very much for your input this evening.
You're welcome, Nathan.
Now let's take a look at what's been going on worldwide in the world of weather. A Baltic heatwave has begun this week, with temperatures possibly reaching 30 Celsius in Sweden, Finland and Estonia through Wednesday. The Chiricahua National Monument was closed over the weekend because of an active wildfire that's still burning, 10% contained in southeastern Arizona. Earlier today, Mount Shimodaki in southern Kyushu erupted again, sending smoke and ash as high as 4,500 meters from the crater. For those still on Kilauea watch, it's a relatively quiet day there today. 174 earthquakes have still occurred though in the last 24 hours, the strongest being a 3.5. And let us know about the weather in your backyard. If you have a local story or any footage for us, do send it in at any of our social outlets or directly by email, contact@force13.com. And now we have several stories across South Asia to talk about in this section. Quite a few things have happened since the weekend, and quite a few stories have materialised from severe weather. First of all, a powerful dust storm along with heavy rain and thunderstorms have killed more than 40 people across northern India. The storms, which had winds of more than 70 kilometers per hour, struck on Sunday, demolishing homes, uprooting trees and downing power lines in Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal and the Delhi region of India. In the capital, New Delhi, winds of more than 100 kilometers per hour, I assuming those are gusts, forced 70 flights to be diverted and caused the closure of Indira Gandhi International Airport for more than 2 hours. It's also believed that several dozen people have been injured from that significant event there as well. Meanwhile, in Thailand, the Meteorological Department has predicted less rain nationwide until May the 18th, whilst officials have been dispatched to help repair damaged houses and buildings resulting from recent storms. Those storms have hit buildings, schools as well, and 46 homes have been destroyed as a result of that, as well as a broadcast tower. I'm not sure about fatalities from that one. I don't believe there are any numbers on that, but one may suggest that there may have been a small number, or at least injuries. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, in southern Bangladesh at Cox's Bazar, Rohingya refugee camps around Cox's Bazar were hit by heavy rains. On the 12th of May, that was on Saturday, early on in the day, the rains caused destruction in 27 camps and settlements where the refugees reside, including the mega camp of Kutupalong. 7,112 people were affected by that, so obviously it's become a humanitarian issue in that area as well. And finally, if I can find the story at this point, in Sri Lanka, 8,000 people have been affected by torrential rains and flash floods that have wreaked havoc in the island nation. I assume this has been fairly recently as well. 8,377 individuals have been affected with the flood situation. I believe this happened on Sunday. So a significant flooding situation in Sri Lanka as well. The actual area is in the Galle and Kulatara districts of Sri Lanka. So it's been a very significant and crazy weekend by the looks of things in those southern Asian areas along the Bay of Bengal coastline, and of course we'll be watching for any more developments. Normally we would have put those stories into our middle section there, but because it's all amalgamated into one with a significant weather situation that's occurred there in the last few days, we decided to put it into one feature. So that's all for now. We'll have another weather beat tomorrow, and we plan to do them now every weekday. As ever, you can follow Force 13's many outlets, the website, force13.com. You can also find our YouTube page, subscribe if you haven't already for the latest. We're also on Facebook, like our page on there, search Force 13 all in text, and follow our Twitter page, @Force13 is the handle. You can also add my Skype account, search Force 13 all in text, or Fool13, add extension 9094 on Discord for tropical weather chat.